I literally just got off the phone with a real estate agent that would not take a real estate lead because it was for a manufactured home. I am just so incredibly ticked right now because of the misinformation. Even in my own industry, many people do not understand that manufactured homes are a good affordable housing option. I'm sure that you've had many people tell you, don't buy a manufactured home for XYZ reasons. We're going to go over some of those reasons, and I'm going to tell you why some real estate agents just totally shy away from it. The United States has had a housing crisis now for many, many years. But if you wanted to buy a traditional built house, it's almost to the point where it's unaffordable for even the most middle class of
Working middle class have been completely priced out. Teachers are living in their cars. Unionized janitors, hotel workers, nurses, first responders can no longer afford to live in the cities where they work.
The housing prices recently have skyrocketed. You can go anywhere around the United States and they have bidding wars that are going $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 over asking price. So is a manufactured home a good option? Many real estate agents will tell you, no, it's not a good option. But because of the fact they're uneducated on what it is to have a manufactured home.
Because you're one of the few people that I have worked with in the real estate business that is willing to, sell them and work with buyers. Why do you think most real estate agents don't want to work with buyers and sellers of manufactured homes?
Oh, a couple of reasons. One being the snob factor. Oh, it's a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the knee jerk that we get a lot. The second is the financing can be very tricky and things can pop up that you're not aware of. And unless you're prepared to deal with that, you can very easily lose that sale. So even I find a lot of lenders aren't educated in everything that goes along with financing manufactured homes.
Another thing that people don't understand is that they do qualify for traditional home loans. You can use your VA loan, you can use an FHA loan, you can use a conventional loan.
A single wide, you can do it if you're doing an FHA loan.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not doing an FHA loan, well, double wide, triple wide, you can do those on Fannie Mae or on FHA. Okay, but on a single wide, it's just FHA, and that single wide has to have been after 1976.
And you can use something called a chattel loan. But a chattel loan is for houses that are not attached to properties and that are going into manufactured home parks or mobile home parks, what people call them.
What's the typical interest rate for a chattel loan?
For a chattel loan. So you could get in the low fives right now if you have really good credit. But then you also there's some banks. Warren Buffett owns 21st Mortgage, and I think they're doing sometimes around 10%. So it just depends what your debt to income ratio is. And
another common theme, especially with people that are in the investment field, will tell you that a manufactured home is a terrible way to build any kind of equity. Now, I will say, and I've said it many times, there are plenty of areas throughout the United States that you can build equity in a manufactured home. I'm not saying you wouldn't build up more equity with a traditional built home, but you can build up equity in a manufactured home. You're always going to want to take the advice of a licensed real estate agent that is proficient in knowing about manufactured homes and find out how much the houses have gone up in your area and how much the manufactured homes have gone up in your area.
So what do you think some of the other obstacles are when it comes to finding a good real estate agent, no matter where you are, that is experienced in manufactured homes?
I would always try to work with someone who does have that experience, because there are going to be things that come up, not just because of that it's a mobile home or a manufactured home, but the situation is the lender or underwriter may ask for things that the agent is just has no clue. An example of that I think you and I actually dealt with is an engineering certificate to show the stability of the home, the attached carport, and the flood elevation all combined, that it is something that the underwriter and lender are willing to take a risk on. So when things like that happen, if you don't have the person to go to for that in your back pocket, you might spin your wheels a lot trying to find that person.
Anything before 1976 is considered a trailer or a mobile home. But anything built after 1976 has to meet certain building codes and guidelines. Most people don't realize that. Not only that, when it comes to a manufactured home, there is a tier of what kind of manufactured home you can get.
This three categories of manufactured homes. You probably can relate to what I'm going to tell you better if I do it in automobiles. Chevrolet, Cadillac, Mercedes. And materials that are put in those homes are dependent upon which one you pick. But it's going to have materials that HUD approves. You get appliances, and all of these cabinets are real wood, okay? So don't tell me about inferior, okay? There's no such thing in our industry.
Another reason a lot of people will give you for not buying a manufactured home is they think that you have to put it in a manufactured home park. Well, if you take a drive around anywhere in Louisiana and many other places around the United States, you can buy your own individual lot and have your own space where you don't have to live in a park. So don't think that that's the only option you have if you purchase a manufactured home. As long as you can get utilities and your area allows for it, always check with your county first. There's no reason why you couldn't put a manufactured home on a piece of property that you own.
And they're also really good investment properties. If you happen to buy one and it's in bad shape, you can fix that up and rent it out, and you make a mint. You make a mint.
Really, they're one of the best investment properties, and that's why our mobile home parks are so desirable. And you can continue to upgrade at not a whole lot of cost, and cosmetically they're very appealing, as well as the size that you get for the amount of money. So I think it's a good investment all the way around for a consumer or an investor.
Why is it that we're judging people on the type of home that they live in? Let me just ask you this. Do you think it's better to rent this for $1,200 or buy this for $1,000? Yeah, I already know the answer to that. You own it. Eventually you can sell it and you can have a nice quality house for you and your family.
What is it that is your personal feeling when it comes to manufactured homes?
The best things about a mobile home is price per square foot. You're getting a lot of times this massive home. It's almost always on unrestricted land, which is really important to a lot of people. They want to have their toys out there, or they want to put a fence all the way there, around the property with their 85 pit bulls or whatever they want to do. And so that's a good option for a lot of people. It's a good option for a lot of people who need more living space, and they're only going to pay half to 2/3 of what they would pay for a house. I do always show my clients all their options and what they qualify for, but you do have people who just gravitate toward that, so. And there's some very nice mobile homes out there with granite and wood floors and other things. If you haven't seen anything like that lately, they've come a long way for sure.
You can turn on any news station right now, and if they start talking about the housing crisis, they're only mentioning one thing, is the fact that the prices of homes have gone up exponentially. And if manufactured homes is something that is affordable for you and your family, it's still a very good, viable option. But always explore all your options, whether it's a manufactured home, a tiny home, a log cabin home, a barn dominium. Just because it's not the traditional way doesn't mean that it's not the right way for you and your family. And if you can't find somebody in your area that's willing to help you find a manufactured home or an affordable house, drop me an email and I will get you connected with somebody that is experienced with manufactured homes, a real estate agent that knows their area and is willing to give you all the options, not just buying a traditional home. My name is Kristina Smallhorn, your real estate whisperer, and I tell you all this because good real estate information matters.